Have you ever noticed your banking app seems to know exactly what you want, sometimes even before you do? Or that you're suddenly chatting with a bot instead of a person? Well, that's no accident. It's all part of a huge technological race. And today, we're going to break down how artificial intelligence is completely transforming your bank. So this is really the big question, isn't it? Why are banks so obsessed with AI? And let me tell you, the answer is way more than just about making things convenient. They're not just adopting AI because it's the trendy new thing. They're doing it to survive. To really get the why, you have to understand the world that banks live in now. See, modern banking isn't just about managing money anymore. It's a full-blown, high-stakes technology race. Exactly. It's truly survival of the fastest. For banks today, technology is not some optional add-on. It is fundamental. They are in this constant battle to be quicker, to be more secure, and to be way more efficient than the competition. And this kind of environment, if you're standing still, you're actually falling behind. Okay, so what is the secret weapon in this whole tech race? I think you know the answer: artificial intelligence. But AI is such a huge buzzword, right? So let's get specific and break down the 3 key tools your bank is probably using right now. First up, you've got what are called expert systems. The easiest way to think about this is as the bank's digital brain. It's a massive database packed with rules and information that can chew on really complex problems. It's basically like having a super experienced banker with a flawless memory, helping make tough decisions by looking at everything the bank has ever learned. Next, we have chatbots, and I'm willing to bet you've already talked to one of these. These are the AI programs that you interact with, the ones that simulate a real conversation to answer your questions or handle simple requests any time of day or night. They've pretty much become the 24/7 personal assistants for the entire digital banking world. And finally, there are intelligent agents. These are kind of like the bank's digital eyes and ears out in the world. They connect the digital stuff to the physical world. Think about using your phone's camera to scan and deposit a check. That's an intelligent agent using a sensor to see its environment and make your life easier. All right, so all this theory is great, but what's the real world impact? Does this stuff actually work? Well, to find out, we're diving into a fascinating study from researchers at Al Bet University. They went into commercial banks in Jordan to see how these AI tools were really performing on the ground. And this was their essential question. You know, it's one thing to have all this flashy new tech, but does it actually make banking better? Does it genuinely lead to better, more developed electronic financial services for you and me? To get to the bottom of it, the researchers went straight to the source. They didn't just guess. They surveyed 356 employees working inside these Jordanian banks, the very people who are using this AI technology every single day. So after all that, what did the data actually show? Well, the results are pretty clear, and they point to a definite winner when it comes to which of these AI tools is really doing the heavy lifting. Now, the first thing that really jumps out when you look at the data is that all 3 of these tools are being used a lot. You can see the scores are all really high. But if you look closely, expert systems just edge out the others. They're the tool being used most frequently by bank employees. Okay, so we know they're all being used, but that brings us to the real million-dollar question. Which one actually makes the biggest difference? Which tool is the most powerful engine for change? And this chart gives us the answer. While all 3 tools do have a positive effect, just look at that difference. Expert systems are in a completely different league. Their impact on improving financial services is nearly double that of chatbots and intelligent agents. They're not just the most used, they are, by a long shot, the most powerful. This quote from the study really just sums it all up. The data was definitive. It proved that AI isn't just some marketing buzzword. It has a measurable and, a statistically significant positive effect on the development of the banking services we all rely on. So, what does this all mean for the bank you use every day? And what about the future of the entire financial industry? Let's zoom out for a second and look at the bigger picture. Here's the most important takeaway. This isn't just a story about Jordan. This research gives us a clear blueprint for banks and financial institutions all over the world. The lessons learned here about what actually works and what works best are pretty much universal. And based on what they found, the researchers laid out this really simple 2-step blueprint for success. First, keep up. Banks have to invest in the heavy-duty infrastructure, the operating systems, the storage that's needed to support powerful AI. And second, integrate it. It's not enough to just buy the tech. It has to be woven into the daily jobs of the employees to actually be effective. And that brings us right back to where we started. The AI race is on, and the banks that are going to pull ahead are the ones that really invest in and integrate these powerful tools, especially expert systems. So the next time you open your banking app or chat with a bot, maybe ask yourself, is my bank just playing catch-up, or is its AI actually winning the race?